Hi everybody, this is Maria coming to you with another video. I said in my last video how I enjoy doing videos. It's really fun to see progress and things you've done in the past, and I am going to make this video about my next challenge. I sound like my kids so much now. So I got off the phone with my friend, and she's been doing this for about a month now, and I've been tweaking and churning around some ideas about fasting. So there's many different ways of fasting. A while back, I already said this in another video, I felt like the Lord spoke to me and said, don't diet, just fast. So there's so much to fasting and losing weight. And it's beneficial for your body. God made us to go into these adventures and seek Him and seek His face and all that stuff. But I'm also needing this for health reasons and my longevity. So anyway, I was like trying to do this intermittent fasting thing where you eat for a couple of hours a day and then you're done. So you're not munching, eating all day, and it's just a hot mess. Because I have children and I have a tendency to eat what they don't have or what they didn't eat on their plate because I feel like I don't want to waste food. So it's just like a bad habit for me. So a lot of times I kind of wait for them to be done eating and I eat what's left. So yeah, so there's habits I've picked up that are not good, terrible. I'm sure people think that's gross too. But, to each his own. If you feel that way, that's one way. So everyone has a different view of things. So, but I know that I've had an unhealthy way of eating for a long time. I was never really taught how to eat as a child. It was just like, if it was there, eat it. If not, then you're not eating. Like we had feast and famine. We didn't have money sometimes. We had money sometimes. So I always kind of probably have had an unhealthy connection to food since I was a child, unfortunately. So many years later, I've been still trying to break those habits, ask the Lord to help me, all that stuff. I've gotten so much more accomplished in this area of my life, but there's still some hangups and hiccups that I have. I still find myself wanting to emotionally eat for comfort when I'm not hungry and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this video is going to be all the science about all this and that. I'm telling you what I'm going to try. And so earlier this afternoon, I was thinking about this. My mom used to say this, I used to hear this a ton when I was a kid, that a habit is established after a month. And I thought, that's probably a lot of validity in that, because I even look at the book of Proverbs. There's 31 chapters, and that's like most of your months are 31 days. And I thought, it's a book that teaches you virtues and correct behavior and, just the proper way to act, really. So there's a lot of like self-disciplining and I'm looking for a word. Character building in Proverbs. So I thought, I bet you there is something to this 30-day thing, I'll call it. And I'm gonna try it out. So I talked to my friend, and I didn't realize this, but she's been doing this intermittent fasting for about a month now. Well, what she's been doing is she's eating during her most busy times of the day. So for instance, like at 9 or 10 in the morning, she'll have her food. She'll work out when she wakes up on an empty stomach, and which is what I would do. And then she eats, and then she eats again around 1 or something. And then by 2, she's done. So that means for dinner time, she's not eating dinner with her family, but she's sitting there with them. And, this is what I would do too. So, yeah, I've been feeling kind of like I've been feeling a little lazy and in a selfish mode about, my progress in this area. So I'm like, if I could just set small, bite-sized goals. Maybe a month isn't a bite-sized goal to some people, but, it's a good start. Because I've struggled with longevity and perseverance in an area that I'm trying to change in. And I think that I get discouraged too soon, and my flesh wants to do something different after a few days or something like that. So, I'm not saying that happens with everything in my life, but I feel like it's been more of a pull towards that than anything else. So, And that's just the struggles of life. We just need to pick up our boots and put them back on and say it's going to be okay, and encourage yourself, because if you do give up and feed into that, it's going to be depressing and you're never going to want to try out something else. And that's almost where I was in that place a while back, not even too long ago. Sometimes I think I could say that honestly. So there was a time where I was like, I'm so sick of trying to do anything in this area because I failed or it didn't work, or I'm back to the same old beginning where I was. And I'm not so much even talking about scale. I'm talking about health and my feelings, how I feel, and I want to feel better. There's no reason I'm in my 40s to feel the way I feel sometimes. So, and I totally know that I've made bad choices. So that's the reality check. Get over it, Maria. What are we doing now? So, and I find myself talking about this topic way too much, but I can say this. I'm very pleased with myself with the fast that I have done. The longest I've done was 22 days. And I know that when you do fast, you're not supposed to broadcast it and things like that. But a lot of times these were spiritual and physical fasts. But I also know that when you're in a fast, you're not supposed to broadcast it. So the thing is that this is not going to be kind of like that where I'm fasting every single day for a certain time period. Now, there's times where I'll throw in the long fast when I'm led to do that. But right now, I would like to kind of inch up to this goal where I'm fasting every other day. So it's called alternate day intermittent fasting. Some people will say you eat a day, the next day you have 500 calories. You eat the next day, normal calories, you eat 500 the next day. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you eat your calories, and I've found that you eat between your TDEE, your total daily expenditure of energy, and then in between your basal metabolic rate. Now, those things you can find out online. It's easy calculations. And you eat somewhere in between that range. So I think for me, it's around 1,800 calories. I thought maybe I would deduct 500 because I'm on less eating, not eating as much calories. But since if I get to the point where I'm eating every other day, I'm already having a ton already each day every other day that I'm already at a deficit. So I don't want to tax myself too much. So I thought, on the days that I eat, I will still have a shortened window because I don't want to get into the habit of eating all day. I don't do well eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm not that active to have to feel like I got to eat that much. Now, that maybe you are, but I'm not. And that's where my problem is. I snack too much, and then I eat a meal that has a lot of calories, and it's like, well, you don't have a lot left for all that meal, and it's easy to gain weight. Okay, so basically, the idea is this, and I actually saw this on YouTube. This man was sharing how you lose more weight when you're intermittent fasting when you eat early in the day and you stop eating earlier in the day. Okay, because it doesn't even make sense. You're not as active at night, unless you work at night and you sleep in the day. I mean, most people are up in the day, sleep at night. So I tried it out today. It's my first day. I'm going to go this month and into next month, and I'm going to try to do the 30 days. So I told my friend, are you up for another 30 days? Because she's starting to end her 30 days this week. And so I'm excited because she said, yeah. And I just want somebody to kind of keep me accountable and, kind of gauge what she eats and what I eat. And because she was like, well, you're not going to have enough protein. So I was like, all right, let me have a protein shake and go from there. And stop eating at 2:00. So at 10 o'clock this morning, I had something, and I've been, having my window from 10 to 2. So that means there's 20 hours that I'm not going to eat. And that's going to be from after 2:00 all the way till the next morning at 10. I don't really eat that early. It doesn't do anyway. I don't really eat earlier than that. Because I just have this thing where I'm not hungry. And I rather drink my water, get rehydrated, maybe even have a cup of coffee, which trying to stay away from too much of that. So I don't have a lot of coffee. I maybe have a cup or so a day. That's it. And focus more on my water. So we talked about infusing our water with like watermelon, cucumber, mint, strawberries. There's a lot of really cool, interesting things you can do to flavor your water. With fruit, you know, you're not consuming it, but you're flavoring it with it. I don't mind plain water too. Lemon in it, things like that. So here I am, starting another challenge, posting another video about it. I hope I succeed on my challenge. Like I said before, if you make a mistake, just get back up, get back on the wagon. And that goes for me too. But I'd like to really see some results. So anyway, bless you guys. I just wanted to share that with you, and I'll let you know how it's going. Bye.